Welcome back, my Duelist friends. Casual Duelist here, and it is Wednesday. It's time for our second variant of the Ojama deck profile. So, this time I wanted to do something a little special. I wanted to go ahead and I wanted to use my my side swap technique, which is where I actually utilize the side deck to make the main deck an entirely different strategy. Now, when I did this in the advanced format of Yu-Gi-Oh! Years and years ago, I actually swapped 15 cards for 15 cards without fail. And it was from a Gravekeeper beatdown build into a skill drain beatdown build. And I want to say this was right around like Reaper format. So like Monarchs were still doing a big deal. And Spirit Reaper was really gaining a lot of traction. So I would really say it was right there at the, just after GOAT going into Reaper. Just in case anybody wants like a good like time frame. So that said, I wanted to play the Ojamas different. You guys noticed the Joey skill in the title card. So we're going to be using Palaminization. This one will stay face down until you activate it. Then you'll flip it. And the way this works is you reveal a normal monster card in your hand. And it essentially takes on the use of either Versago the Destroyer or Goddess of the Third Eye, stating that it can be the substitute for any one named material in a fusion recipe, so long as the other materials used are correct. So, that said, there's not much going on that's really different from the first build. We're still using 2 copies Chiron. It still triggers out our Ojamagic, and still retains more power than Breaker once using its effect. We are still going to be using 2 of each of the 4 Ojamas, black, blue. I've got green and yellow here. But before we get too far, let's just say that blue is the set it and forget it. I love that phrase for this deck, meaning that we actually want to resolve that effect. So if we can set that, let it get destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, we can add 2 Ojama cards from our deck to our hand. And since we're using the Palaminization, skill card, we are going to need Ojama countries in our deck in order to get the staff flips off. And this will allow us to search that, other monsters, the Ojamagics. So again, Ojama Blue, kind of linchpin, low-key, one of the better cards in the deck. Moving over into the spells, we're going to have 2 copies Book of Moon and 2 copies of Fusion Weapon. Now, this is actually going to be a 21-card deck, whereas yesterday's deck was a 20-card deck. And one of the things that changed is, like, I swapped out my hammer shots for sure. And if I take a quick peek at my list, it looks like I took out my back row suppression as well. So right now, two fusion weapons. And what this is going to do, and you guys will see this when we get into the extra deck, Ojama Knight becomes a veritable threat in Game 1, but even harder to deal with in Game 2 and 3 because, again, it streamlines more towards that and allowing us to have the field spell more readily. But again, the fusion weapon, it adds 1500 attack and defense. And during the stat flips that you're going to find during the Ojama Country field spell, it's pretty much a wrap. So again, when this is active, you can send an Ojama card from the hand to the graveyard. Again, Ojamagic, Ojama Country counts. The Ojama monsters count. This will allow you to special summon 1 Ojama monster back from the graveyard. And then while you control any Ojamas, all stats on field flip. So again, it's really fun. It's nostalgic, but it can be pretty annoying to play against depending on what you're running. Again, you're going to need 2 magics. If this is sent from hand or field to grave, you get to add 1 each, yellow, green, and black. And then what pushes this deck over this time, I'm actually using 3 copies of Polymerization instead of 2. So this is where we get our 21st card, is this last one here. If you want to run it at 20, you could try eliminating one. But I do like this spread right here the best. So real quick, notes and or a screenshot, and I'll be right back with the rest of this deck. And like you guys would imagine, the extra deck is also going to remain pretty similar. And by similar, I mean it's exactly the same. Blue Eyes Ultimate because he is the strongest Cyberblader. She has the most effects. T.I.'s Restrict because he's the most pivotable. 1 King because it is still easy to play the King, but again, anytime it's easy to play the King, it's also easy to play the Knight. But you should only really have 1 shot at playing the King anyway. And then same thing with the Knight. We're going to go double up on the Knight again. The side deck, however, is really fun. We are going to run 2 copies of Lost Winds, 2 copies of Mind Crush, 1 copy of Waking the Dragon. And this is the part where the internet loses its mind, because maybe you guys read the PDF, maybe you guys didn't read the PDF, but you guys can keep a skill card in your side deck. And I sort of mentioned this before, but when you do this, which you have to do, because everything must be even, equivalent exchange. I don't know if you guys have watched Full Metal Alchemist, okay? If you have, you guys understand equivalent exchange. It's exactly what happens when we're siding in. When whatever comes in, something must come out. And in this instance, this will be our second skill. So what we can do now is game 2, we're no longer playing Palaminization. We are playing Land of the Ojamas. So if we need to get even more aggressive with the Ojamas, we can. And again, what you could do here, let's just say for sake of instance, you didn't want to run a Lost Wind. You wanted to run like just 1. Or you wanted to double up on maybe the Waking and you don't want to run Lost Wind at all. You guys could add another Ojama Knight in here. And then depending on what you were playing, you guys could like rip out the TI's Restrict if you don't have it. Blue Eyes Ultimate if you don't own one. Cyber Blader if you didn't want to run it. And then you can actually side into your extra deck of cards as well. Like, that's always been an option. It's just so weird and far and few between the players that can make those decisions that it just generally never comes up. So today we are siding a skill card so that the deck will perform entirely different during games 2 and 3. So hopefully that was enough to get a like and a comment, maybe even a subscription today. Hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your day. In fact, make that the point. You don't have to like, you don't have to comment, you don't have to subscribe, you don't have to look down in the description for the Buy Me a Coffee link. Just go and have a great day, okay? Enjoy this deck list. Tomorrow, let me just get the old notebook going. It looks like we are going to be playing the Chaz VW deck. So I will be playing that one with a casual no ban list. I will say it at the beginning of the video, and I'm sure somebody's going to go, wow, what about the ban list? Because they're going to not watch the beginning of the video for some reason, and I don't know. So you guys do your thing. Go have a great day. I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to get ready to make you guys another great video, and I hope to see you guys again next time, all right? See you later.